I have seen so many mixed reviews, which is totally fine, but what's not okay is I've also seen so many aggressive ones and a lot of body shaming ones, and also some amazing and beautiful messages, and even some constructive criticism, which I am all here for. I know that I did the best that I could with the information that I had and with what I saw in real time. And for the people who think body shaming is okay, especially in front of your children.
They say revenge never looks good on camera, but what if it's caught on TikTok instead of the dance floor? When former Dancing with the Stars pro Cheryl Burke gave influencer Alix Earle a score that wasn't perfect, no one expected what came next. Within hours, Alix's stepmother, yes, that Ashley Dupré, took a low blow that sent shockwaves across the internet. A single comment about Cheryl's body turned a harmless dance critique into a national conversation about judgment, jealousy, and what we teach our kids when we think no one's watching. It all started on Dancing with the Stars Halloween night, one of the most anticipated episodes of the season. The ballroom was dark, smoky, and electric, as each celebrity tried to outshine the other with spooky-themed routines. Among them was influencer Alix Earle, ready to prove she was more than just a social media face. Dressed in dramatic black lace, Alix took the floor with her partner, Val Chmerkovskiy, performing a sharp and haunting tango to Billie Eilish's eerie hit, Bury a Friend. The crowd loved it. The energy was high, and as the music ended, all eyes turned to the judges' table, including a familiar face making a special return. That night, Cheryl Burke, a Dancing with the Stars legend with nearly 20 seasons under her belt, stepped in as a guest judge. Fans were thrilled to see her back, but no one could have predicted that her honest feedback would light the spark for a viral feud. Cheryl, known for her tough but fair critiques, watched Alix's tango with a dancer's eye, the kind that notices every step, every turn, every connection. When it came time for scores, the panel held up their paddles. The others offered glowing marks, but Cheryl gave a 9. It was still high, still praise, but just shy of perfect. To some, it was a fair, balanced score. To others, especially Alix's loyal online following, it was practically an insult. The audience clapped, the segment wrapped, and the show moved on. But somewhere far from the ballroom, behind the glow of a phone camera, someone was about to make that 9 feel a whole lot heavier. While the stars were still celebrating backstage, a very different scene was unfolding miles away, in the living room of Alix Earle's family home. Watching the episode from her couch was Alix's stepmother, Ashley Dupré. Yes, the same woman once known for her high-profile scandals years ago. Only this time, it wasn't her past making headlines. It was her mouth. As Cheryl's face appeared on screen, Dupré turned her phone toward herself and hit record for TikTok. The camera caught her rolling her eyes and sneering, "Oh, go take more Ozempic," a jab aimed squarely at Cheryl's appearance. The insult was sharp, mean, and dripping with judgment. And if that wasn't enough, she added, "She looks weird. Doesn't even look like her." The video might have ended there, except for one small, shocking detail. Kids were in the room. Alix's younger siblings could be heard in the background, giggling and asking what Ozempic even meant. That moment, innocent and awkward, made the entire video feel even more uncomfortable. Within hours, the clip spread across TikTok like wildfire. Users began stitching the video, calling out Dupré for body shaming, for setting a poor example, and for mocking a woman who was simply doing her job. "Imagine being this mean in front of your kids," one user wrote. Others demanded she take the video down, but by then, it was too late. Screenshots had already flooded Reddit, X, and fan pages across the internet. The backlash was brutal. Dupré's comment section turned into a battleground between her defenders and furious fans of Cheryl Burke. Some said Ashley was just joking. Others accused her of projecting her own insecurities. Meanwhile, Alix Earle stayed silent, leaving the internet to wonder where she stood in the middle of this unfolding storm. And as the internet argued over who crossed the line, Cheryl Burke saw the video and decided she wasn't going to stay silent either. 2 days after the viral TikTok erupted across social media, Cheryl Burke broke her silence, not with anger, but with class. Sitting in front of a simple background, hair tied back, voice calm yet firm, she posted a video to Instagram that instantly commanded attention. No flashy edits, no tears, just raw honesty. "My goal," she began, "was to give helpful notes, because that's all I can really do." Her tone wasn't defensive. It was thoughtful, almost teacher-like. Cheryl reminded everyone what Dancing with the Stars is supposed to be about. Growth, not perfection. It's about each couple's personal journey, she explained, emphasizing that constructive criticism is the heart of improvement. But then she shifted gears, and her words hit harder than any clapback tweet could. "What's not okay," she said slowly, "is the body shaming." Without naming names, everyone knew who she was talking about. She described seeing aggressive and cruel comments, some from people who clearly missed the entire point of the show. And then came the moment that silenced the internet. For the people who think body shaming is okay, especially in front of your children, that sends a powerful message about what you value. And clearly, it's not kindness. It was sharp. It was deliberate. And it was true. Cheryl didn't need to insult anyone. Her poise did the talking. Fans flooded her comments with support, praising her for her maturity and strength. "Grace under fire," one user wrote. Another said, "You just taught a master class in dignity." Then, almost as if addressing Dupré directly, Cheryl added, "I did the best I could with what I saw in real time. I was simply doing my job as a judge, giving feedback based on almost 20 years of my life." She reminded everyone that her 1-point difference from the other judges wasn't personal. It was professional. And finally, her closing words felt like a quiet knockout punch. "If that's the example you choose to set, then please, I beg of you, leave my name out of it." No yelling. No public feud. Just a calm, clear boundary drawn with absolute confidence. Cheryl had turned what could have been petty internet drama into a lesson about integrity. And the world noticed. But even as her message spread across social media, another layer of the story was about to resurface. One that cut even deeper than a viral insult. Cheryl's response might have shut down the insult, but it accidentally reignited something she'd been trying to leave in the past. The word Ozempic wasn't new to her. In fact, it had been haunting her online for months. Earlier this year, rumors started swirling that Cheryl had secretly been using the popular weight loss drug, Ozempic, the same one that's taken Hollywood by storm. Photos of her slimmer face and toned figure had led to a flood of speculation. Some called it an amazing glow-up. Others weren't so kind. Comment sections were filled with accusations like, "She's on the shot," and "That's not natural." Cheryl had already addressed those whispers once before, telling People magazine that she had never taken Ozempic and was tired of people making assumptions about her body. "These are all assumptions that people have thrown at me," she said. "What's shocking is that this is worse than when I gained weight. These are really mean and cruel messages." So when Ashley Dupré threw that same word at her again, "Go take more Ozempic," it wasn't just a random insult. It was a trigger, a reminder of every online troll who thought it was okay to reduce her decades of discipline and hard work to a single drug. For Cheryl, this wasn't just about one comment. It was about years of double standards in Hollywood. A woman gains weight? She's let herself go. A woman loses it? She must be on something. There's no winning. And that's exactly why her response hit so deeply. Because it wasn't just defending herself. It was defending every woman who's ever been picked apart for her appearance. As Cheryl's video gained millions of views, new conversations began forming online. Not about her score, but about the culture that fuels these rumors in the first place. Fans started calling out how normalized body shaming has become, especially when it's disguised as concern. But the internet, of course, didn't stop there. Now everyone wanted to weigh in, and the reactions were split right down the middle. As Cheryl's calm but powerful video made its rounds, the internet erupted. And this time, it wasn't just about a dance score. Suddenly, everyone had an opinion. Some sided fiercely with Cheryl, praising her for taking the high road. Others jumped to defend Ashley Dupré, claiming Cheryl had been too critical of Alix Earle in the first place. What started as a TikTok clip had now spiraled into a full-blown cultural debate. On Twitter, hashtags like #NonTeamCheryl and DWTS drama began trending. Fans flooded timelines with side-by-side videos. Cheryl's graceful response versus Dupré's sarcastic jab. "This is what class looks like," one user wrote. Another said, "You can disagree with a score without being cruel." But in the same comment threads, defenders of Dupré fired back, insisting the Ozempic comment was just a joke that people took too seriously. Over on TikTok, the divide was even sharper. Reaction videos dissected every second of Dupré's tone, every flick of Cheryl's expression in her response. Influencers jumped in to discuss the deeper message. How women in entertainment are still punished for how they look, no matter what they do. "It's sad," one creator said. "Cheryl's being body-shamed for being too thin. Alix gets dragged if she isn't thin enough. It's a lose-lose." Meanwhile, Reddit threads lit up with intense debates. Some users accused Dupré of projecting her own insecurities, while others thought Cheryl's words were too polished to be genuine. But one thing everyone agreed on. The situation had spiraled way beyond Dancing with the Stars. It had become a reflection of something much bigger: influencer entitlement, public scrutiny, and the toxic intersection of fame and body image. Even mainstream outlets picked up the story, framing it as Cheryl Burke versus social media cruelty. The irony? Cheryl wasn't even fighting back. She was simply standing her ground. Yet her quiet dignity only made the divide deeper. To some, she was a role model. To others, she was an easy target. And while fans continued to argue online, Cheryl used her platform to redirect the conversation, not toward herself, but toward something much more important: the example adults set for the next generation watching them. By now, Cheryl's words had traveled far beyond the Dancing with the Stars fan base. What started as a clapback evolved into a powerful message, one aimed not at the trolls or the tabloids, but at parents, influencers, and anyone shaping young minds. In her follow-up remarks, Cheryl didn't raise her voice or name names. Instead, she spoke with the calm intensity of someone who's seen the worst side of fame and learned from it. "For those who think body shaming is okay, especially in front of your children," she said, "that sends a powerful message about what you value. And clearly it's not kindness." That line cut deep. It wasn't just a response to Ashley Dupré, it was a mirror held up to an entire culture obsessed with appearances. Cheryl pointed out what many people missed in Dupré's viral TikTok: the laughter of kids in the background. The moment wasn't just cruel, it was teaching cruelty. And Cheryl knew exactly how dangerous that could be. Having grown up in the spotlight herself, she'd dealt with criticism since her teenage years on DWTS. Every comment about her weight, her looks, her outfits, it all leaves a mark. "Words have power," she reminded her audience. "And the next generation is always listening." Fans applauded her for turning a petty insult into a teachable moment. Parents commented on her post, admitting they'd caught themselves saying similar things in front of their own kids. Others thanked her for bringing empathy back into the conversation, calling her a true role model in a world full of influencers. Then came her quiet, final plea, one that echoed louder than any feud ever could. "You don't have to agree with my critique, but you do have to recognize the influence your words have on the next generation." If that's the example you choose to set, then please, I beg of you, leave my name out of it. It wasn't just a boundary, it was a blueprint for decency. Cheryl had taken the low blows, turned them into lessons, and walked away stronger. But the story wasn't over yet. Because what this moment revealed about fame, judgment, and the way we treat women online would leave everyone questioning their own behavior. In the end, what happened between Cheryl Burke and Ashley Dupré wasn't just another fleeting celebrity feud, it was a snapshot of something much larger. A clash between two worlds, one built on decades of discipline, artistry, and self-control, and another powered by viral outrage, instant reactions, and the illusion of consequence-free commentary. Cheryl Burke has spent nearly 20 years in the spotlight. Her reputation forged not through controversy, but through resilience. Every critique she's given on Dancing with the Stars came from experience, not ego. And yet, in one careless moment, that expertise was overshadowed by a cruel joke that said more about society than it did about her. Because in today's culture, it's no longer enough to simply perform. You have to survive public opinion. Every word, every post, every photo becomes fuel for someone's judgment. And as Cheryl reminded us, judgment doesn't just disappear into the void of social media. It's absorbed by the people watching, especially the next generation learning what's considered normal. This wasn't just about a 9 out of 10 score. It was about how easily kindness gets buried beneath the noise of online cruelty. Cheryl didn't fight back with insults. She fought back with wisdom. And in doing so, reminded everyone that true strength doesn't need to shout. So as the dust settles, one question still lingers. When our kids see how we treat others online, what are we really teaching them? Maybe it's time to realize that grace, not gossip, is the real power move.